Welcome to Ridge Life. Today we're going to be making venison jerky, deer jerky. This is my first time and this is going to be my recipe, so I have no idea how it's going to turn out, but I think with the ingredients we picked out, it's going to turn out fabulous. So what I got here is about 2 pounds of thinly sliced lean venison. Sliced it about 1/8 of an inch thick. It was very difficult because it was too thawed out when I sliced it. It's better if it's still slightly frozen or mostly frozen, so you can get an even 1/8 of an inch thick slice. So this is varying. So when I dry this out, I'm going to have to put the thickest on certain racks, and then it's going to be a little bit longer when we go to dehydrate it. So again, about 2 pounds of very lean venison. And what we're going to use is some curing salt. This is going to make it last longer. Normally jerky will only last, say 6 weeks out. If you don't cure it 2 to 6 weeks, using curing salt, it can last much longer. So I'm just going to use, the curing salt is 2 teaspoons to 10 pounds of meat. So I'm going to use it very sparingly. This is some accent. It's just a flavor enhancer. We'll use a little bit of that. And coarse black pepper, garlic salt, hickory, liquid smoke, some Dale's famous seasoning, light brown sugar, some apple cider vinegar with butter, and good old Worcestershire sauce. Did I say that correctly? Well, who cares? So, what we're going to do here is we're going to start marinating this. So, I'm going to start off, work my way up. So this is curing salt. I'm just going to lightly make sure to get all that over there. Again, it was 2 teaspoons to 10 pounds, so obviously I don't need that much. What this is it's nitrites and salt, pretty much all it is. Okay, a little bit of accent. Again, this is not a scientific amount here, but it will do the job. This is making a marinade, is all we're doing really. Coarse black pepper. Really coarse. It's going to be pepper jerky. Again, I'm just wanting to get a light coat on it. Okay. And when I get done, I'll probably put a little bit more of that to have a textured surface on it. Garlic powder. Again, just going to get a light coating over all of it there. Okay. Liquid smoke. Not using much of this. This does not take much at all. Sorry. Not well prepared there. Okay. Shake this vigorously. Ooh. Okay. Just going to get that wet. Okay. There we go. All right, some Dale's. What we want to do here, I'm going to do a 1/4 cup of Dale's. Okay. And I'm just going to do, we're shaking that up, about 1/8 of a cup vinegar. Dale's has vinegar in it already. So. We're going to do 1/4 cup Worcestershire. Alrighty. Got that now. We need 2 tablespoons brown sugar. Light brown sugar. Don't want the dark. Should have chunked that up a little more. There we go. Again, not rocket science. Okay. So, what we're going to do is, I'm going to pull this out of the way. Bring this over here, and I'm going to use this to just evenly distribute that around. Make sure every piece of meat gets wet. Make sure everything is distributed. The brown sugar. Oh, that smells Wonderful. Get it real wet. Everything's evenly distributed. Smells wonderful. If you haven't had venison jerky, you don't know what you're missing. So, I don't have a name for this yet. What should I call it? If you have some suggestions, let me know. So, what makes it unique is the Dales. Probably the Dales. You know, everyone uses vinegar, Worcestershire, and light brown sugar. It's going to be hickory flavor with hickory smoke. Oh, I have to think of something here. Get that nice and wet. Okay, so now it's on every bit of it. Okay, get it all worked in there. Some people use this in a Ziploc bag and mix it up. So this is not a cooking show. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit overnight and marinate. Everybody see that? It's beautiful. I'll let that sit overnight, and then tomorrow we'll put it in the dehydrator and at 160 degrees for about 30 minutes. That's what is recommended to kill bacteria, and then we'll bring it down to about 140 for 3-4 hours, and we'll continue to check it and see how the pieces are drying. If you had everything the same thickness, and you said the same time, but since we have different thicknesses in here, I'm going to have to put them on the trays by thickness and then monitor those and pull those out. You want them to where they're dry, but not just crisp, you know, so chewy would be terrible. We also don't want it moist because then it will not last as long. It'll be very tender, but won't last near as long because of the moisture content. So we have to dehydrate it. So wish me luck, and we'll get back when we go to put this in the dehydrator tomorrow. So until then, welcome to Ridge Life. Welcome back to Ridge Life. We've marinated our venison jerky overnight in our homemade marinade. And now we're going to put it in the oven at the lowest setting. I'd prefer 160. You need to have 160 to kill the bacteria. And we're going to leave it in here with the door propped open a little bit. So again, 170 is as low as mine goes. For about 15-20 minutes. Then I will put it in the dehydrator. Okay, we've had our venison jerky in the oven for about 15, 20, 25 minutes. And we will take it out. We don't want it to cook in here for sure. We just wanted to kill the bacteria on the outside. So now what we're going to do is lay this out flat, get all the moisture off on these paper towels. I've got cutting boards under here just to keep the moisture up. So what we're going to do is just take it, lay it flat. Very tender. And I'll separate these by thickest pieces and thinnest pieces before I put them in the dehydrator. You see I have the dehydrator over here. It's preheating. I cleaned all the racks off. So not only is it preheating, it's drying all the racks off itself. And so I was at 170 on the oven, which I preferred 160, but it only goes to 170. And I've got the dehydrator all the way up. Now it should go to 155, 160, but I put a meat thermometer in there and checked it, and it really only about just over 140, so that's fine. We'll cook it, we'll dehydrate it on 140, and we'll monitor it over the hours to see how it's drying. The jerky, you just want to make sure you're on near the highest setting, because you are dealing with meat, not fruit and things like that. Meat, bacteria. quite bad for you. It's going to be so delicious. It smells so good. In the store, this would cost you $1 bazillion. Do it yourself at home, and you just have your initial cost of a dehydrator. And they say you can dehydrate in the oven too. Leave the door open and put it on its lowest setting. Keep checking. It's gonna dehydrate very quickly. Just gotta be careful. You end up with crisps instead of jerky. You don't want crisps. Okay, now let's just dry it off. Paper towel. Lightly press. Let it soak up excess moisture. We have our dehydrator loaded. We're using 6 trays of the 10 tray system. I left the top and bottom empty. The fan and heating element are in the back, and there's an air gap that allows it to go across evenly. You can see how their jerky looks like laid out in there. Dale's Sweet Pepper Jerky. Alright, we'll be checking on this every half hour or so, and we'll give you updates. See you then. Okay, it's been several hours. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's get one of the big ones out. Oh, that looks perfect. Still a little soft. We'll let it go a little bit longer. Welcome back to Ridge Life. So we've dehydrated our venison jerky for about 4 hours, and we've sampled it. It is very, very good. The small pieces at 4 hours may have been a little too dry, but I wanted to make sure that the thicker pieces were all the way. We were gone. So probably what I would do is at 3.5 hours, I'd pull out the small pieces, and then at 4 hours, pull out the thicker pieces. So let's take a look and see what we have. Morning. See, the small pieces shriveled up very, very small. And the larger pieces shriveled up very, very small. But that's typical. Now we'll see if it bends a little bit. See, that looks like perfect jerky there. See how it's bending? It's not cracking and breaking. And it pulls apart. Oh yeah, that's dry. If it was to bend and moist, then it could spoil. Not good. So this is Ridge Life sweet and spicy pepper jerky using Dale seasoning. Still trying to figure out that name. So, until next time, go Ridge Life.